Let's jump to this next story. We have it from the Hindustan Times of all.
They're always up there.
Paper of record.
Verizon under cyber attack. Company addresses outage amid hacked speculations. iPhones on SOS. We have an update from Verizon. Mashable saying they've broken their silence. In response to a frustrated customer, a Verizon support account seemed to suggest that customers could be entitled to a discount. Really?
I don't want a discount. I
They
just want my
provided
phone working.
Mashable with a statement about the ongoing outage. Verizon engineering teams are continuing to address today's service interruptions. Our teams remain fully deployed and are focused on the issue. We understand the impact this has on your day and remain committed. So I think we have this down detector showing it wasn't just Verizon initially, though many reports said it was only Verizon that was down. T-Mobile, AT&T, other cell networks said our networks are fine. It's just Verizon. I'm not sure if we have... I thought I had the image pulled up. Apparently, it keeps disappearing every time I do pull it up. But I'll pull that up in a second. The concern here with the Verizon outage was that some thought it may be retaliation from Iran.
Yeah, I thought so.
Taking down a cell network, and they took out basically the whole country's Verizon network, doesn't just cut off communications. It stops deliveries. It's like everything. It stops office workers from scheduling meetings.
It also just shows us they can.
Indeed.
I think that's also the point.
Which is also a tell. I was thinking Art of War would say, don't take out everything you can at first. Like, don't show them your full potential. It looks like they hit us as hard as they could, and that was what is going to happen when we put Starlink, Elon, over Iran, and then they shut off Starlink, and then this is retaliation for us trying to bug their system with Starlink. Sorry, guys. Global satellite, Unimind incoming. Prep your Palantir. Are you ready to be seen from above by satellites? Because it's coming.
Does anyone know what's happening?
This is the down detector map showing the Verizon outage. And if you look closely, you'll notice it's every major urban population center. So you notice the areas where there's no outages? It's because there's no people there. I'm half kidding. There are some people there.
There's Chinese farmland next to our
more
military
than
bases out
half
there.
of our population is on East Coast. These are all the dense urban areas, even near the water. And then you have LA, you've got Central California, and then, of course, you've got the Pacific
Well,
Northwest.
Salt Lake City got spared. What do the Mormons know?
Mountains
Do they have their
T-Mobile.
own infrastructure?
Iran was incapable of targeting the Mormons
I think
because
that's what
they
it
are the correct religion.
The magic
You know who's
magic
unaffected by
underpants,
this?
I think.
The Amish, undefeated.
It's true.
They
The
are.
Amish have no idea.
You know, there's theories that the future of America in like 30 years will be all Amish.
Oh, it's demographic
great way to
projections.
live.
Yeah, because they have like 80 babies.
By
It's
21
Better than being Muslim.
By 2100, 20% of Pennsylvania will be Amish at current numbers. And then obviously a lot of people are going to leave the state. The Amish don't really leave. So it's going to be like, and literally by the end of this century, you're going to have Democrat and Republican politicians courting the Amish vote. It's going to be hilarious.
Yep.
The same thing in New York. In New York City, is Brooklyn is projected to be as red as Alabama again by the end of the century because of Hasidic birth rate.
Did someone say that this was in response to what happened in Venezuela?
No,
It
to
may be.
Iran.
For
When they
Iran.
put Starlink over Iran, and then
Yep.
Iran tried to like block it. They blocked like 80% or all of that.
You're not saying that this outage.
And then
for
I
Verizon
thought
is?
this.
No, saying
This might be
the suggestion
retaliation
online is
from
that Iran launched a cyber attack against our critical
some
infrastructure.
foreign deep state. It might be more than just Iran, like Russia, China, Iran working.
Look, if this
together.
is the best they can do is basically annoy people that have Verizon.
Yeah, no. This is not just annoying people with Verizon. This is Verizon Business Network, which is the internet that we had used at the castle, which is extremely expensive. So this is a business guy who's going to do a multi-million-dollar infrastructure deals. Phone's not working. People grossly underestimate the power of shutting down communications because we base almost our entire economy on internet exchange. So when you shut down the internet, you are disabling the country's economy. If even by a few percentage points can cost trillions over the year or over the years, hundreds of billions.
Sure.
And if we are in a race against China and they're trying to manufacture weapons, you want to disable their economy. If you're trying to be the unipolar power, slowing the U.S. down by even a fraction of a percent can get you over the finish line.
I think my point is that compared to what happened in Venezuela, what the United States did in Venezuela, this really is small time. I know.
How many people died?
Pardon me?
How many people died?
In Venezuela?
No, in the United States today.
Oh, I don't know.
Because their phones didn't work and they couldn't call 911.
No idea.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of people.
Yeah.
It still doesn't. It still doesn't rise to even close to the level of
I-
shutting
who
an
said
entire
this was
city.
the most they
Obviously,
could
we
do,
can
though?
nuke Iran and turn the glass at any moment. The point is, these attacks are serious and kill people. Like I hear it all the time since the inception of these cyber attacks. People would be like, well, my phone doesn't work. And I'm like, yes, but you have to understand the murder rate collapsed in 2007, 2008 because not because people decided to stop killing each other, but because people had ubiquitous phone access.
Again,
this is when phones went crazy. So you can see the curve actually happening.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say that.
But I get what you're saying, that they're not as strong as us. But my point is, if we go to war, Americans will die. That's the point. We can nuke everybody right now. Like everybody gets it. We can turn Iran to a sheet of glass, and we can say we can wipe out 60 million people like that. The point is, I'm saying, if this was a cyber attack, this is small fries compared to what industrial control system hacks could really do. But you're still going to see, just by disabling the cell phones of people for a half an hour, you could get thousands of dead.
My first thought was they hit us with everything they could, but then I was like, but they shouldn't. If you follow the art of war, you don't want to play your full hand. You want to put them off balance with an attack. They do it with targeted strikes, too. A lot of times they'll hit them, and then time will go by. Then when the people come out to figure out what happened, they hit them again, and that's when you do the real damage. So, but foolishly, I believe they just hit us with everything they could because they're desperate. And Khomeini's on his way out.
This is not everything they could have done.
On this,
so there was
hack,
in Trump's first term,
it was the biggest hack they could do. That's what I mean to say.
Absolutely not. In Trump's, are you joking?
In the amount of time they had, yeah, no, I'm not joking.
There is the Mexican standoff O-Day theory. So a 0 day, for those that are not familiar, is an exploit that has spent 0 days in the public knowledge or the public database. It's called a 0 day exploit, for which there are probably millions. And I got news for you guys. If you discover a 0 day exploit in critical infrastructure, you could sell it for tens of millions of dollars. So there are people there. So let's start here. Penetration testers. These are guys that will call up a bank and say, I am going to intentionally trying to break into your system and tell you how I did it. You pay me 10 grand. They say, do it, because they want to know how you did so they can try and patch these holes. I guarantee you, if this was a cyber attack, this is them firing a shot across the bow. In Trump's first term, he was launching an airstrike on Iran on the coastline. And abruptly, the fighters turned around and left. And Trump said it was because he did not think the amount of dead that would come from this attack was an appropriate retaliation. It was too much. He didn't want to kill that many people. However, at the same time as the attack was going out, an oil refinery in Philadelphia exploded, burst into flames. There is no reason to believe, no evidence to suggest these are related events. However, there has been speculation and rumors. Some people think it's a possibility that when Trump announced he was launching an airstrike, Iran pressed the button and blew up an industrial control center, a petroleum refinery. Then they said, Mr. President, this was just one ICS attack. If you carry this out and we go to full-scale war, you could see water pumps, chemical reclamation, all of these things going up. The critical infrastructure for our industrial control systems in this country, famously, even up to 10 years ago, was from the 70s. In fact, I watched this really amazing video. There's a guy who sells floppy disks still to this day. And it's because our industrial control systems still use floppy disks for updates. I kid you not. The ability, the advancement in cyber offense is so advanced compared to where we were when we were using floppy disks.
Yeah, the real danger around the bend is breaking quantum cryptography. Once the
this has nothing to do with what we're talking about, so I'm going to ignore what you're saying, and I apologize, but I'm going to.
Talking about getting into systems,
that was an absurd
You're not talking
left
about quantum
turn.
cryptography. You're not talking about breaking into systems.
No, we're talking about a guy launching a drone with a pre-programmed package on broadcast, and when it gets within 40 miles of a U.S. nuclear reactor, it blows the thing up. And I went to DEF CON and Black Hat 13 years ago. This is 13 years ago, maybe 12 and a half years ago, and met the guy saying, here's how I can blow up an oil refinery from 80 miles away. You launch a drone, it flies 40 miles an hour. It's going to fly. It's going to fly 40 miles. You launch it from the halfway point. You drive away at the same time. Once the drone gets within broadcast range, which could be up to 10 miles, the old 1978 computer system gets hacked. And then what they can do is the demonstration they showed us was they can force two. There's an intake and there's an intake and an exhaust. They can force both to pump water straight in the same direction, making pipes explode, causing reactor meltdowns and things like this.
Do you think that the world basically, just like we all have nuclear deterrence, a lot of us, that we have infrastructure deterrent as well? Like we all have each other's infrastructures by the nuts?
We have what's called the Mexican standoff zero-day theory or the zero-day mutually assured destruction hypothesis. That is, every major power on the planet has already infected each other's critical infrastructure with via zero-day exploits to destroy at a moment's notice. And so everybody's got their finger over the button. You'd think it was nuclear weapons. That was the Cold War. Now, since we've put all of our industrial controls onto these computer systems, hackers from every country have been doing everything in their power to infect them. So that if we go to war with Russia, China, or Iran, they press a button and then explosions happen all across our country. Our nuclear weapons are horribly not maintained. There's been numerous reports on this internally and in the public that we don't even know where some of the tools are to pop these suckers open. And there's the fear that the systems in place to secure and control them have already been hacked. So I tell you this, if you think nuclear weapons are the most powerful technology we have right now for war, man, I got a bridge to sell you. Because that's technology from 70 years ago, almost 80 years ago.
I was thinking earlier, too, and I'm thinking it again now, that when Khomeini, if he truly left the country earlier and they averted that, it's like no country on earth wants hot conflict with the U.S. They're like, please don't start World War III. You're the only country on earth that has the capability of doing it and probably ending it really fast if you want. Please don't. And
I will say something interesting with the Hindustan Times here is all the events going on in the world, right? You have the, Iran situation, Venezuela, unrest in the U.S. and Minneapolis. The top two stories they've gone with on their ticker are both cricket related. What is going on in India?
Cricket paste.
Yeah. Fascinating.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.